Hey YouTube, this is Dave. You may have noticed if you follow the channel, about 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, we got ourselves some early Christmas presents. Metal detectors, we've been wanting them for a long time. Really enjoy American history. I read a lot of books about American history, late 1700s, early 1800s, all the way through that century and into the early part of the 20th century. And kind of lucked into something the other day. A week before last, went to the local historical society to round up some books on our local area back, 100 years ago, 115, 20 years ago. And they do have the atlases, by the way. They're very reasonably priced, and they're very, very detailed. It's actually very amazing how easily I was able to identify everything, even though everything's changed. So over the last few weeks, we've been gathering these little artifacts we've found. But while we were at the Historical Society, began to talk to the curator over there. His name is Scott, and just kind of discussing things with him for a while, how much fun we were having. Kind of lucked into a little project. He invited us to speak to the membership, become members of the Historical Society, which I'm all over that, and come spring when the membership returns to I'll give lectures and talks about what we have found, where we've found it, why we went to that particular location, being an old school site, church site, etc., things like that. So I've been studying the maps, and the older one I have is 1873, pretty sparse looking map of this county. It's Allegan County, Michigan, by the way. The others a little bit more modern, a lot more detailed. The community has started to fill up really quickly in that period of time. But I wanted to show quickly some of the more interesting objects that we've picked up, both for a personal journal and perhaps to share with anyone that's just getting started in this hobby. It's really quite fun. We've taken about 3 or 4 weeks to get real comfortable with our machines, and now we're pulling things out like crazy. Quickly before the battery dies, it looks like it wants to die here. A couple of the more interesting objects. This right here, I had never even seen this before. It says the Hero Glass Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's really easy to find this on the internet. This is a mason jar lid from the 1880s. I actually found this in an 1887 catalog. It's got a glass interior. It's in perfect condition. It's not cracked. I can't hardly believe this thing survived. It was pretty deep. It was pretty deep, about 6 or 8 inches. Horseshoe came from, this was a school site, by the way, an 1870s school site. The building is long gone. It took us quite a while to find the site. Most of these square nails came from there. Some really fine examples. Gosh, they look like somebody just pulled these out of their tool belt. Also, the nails are about 3.5 to 4 inches down. This is a hand forged spike or nail. These were all handmade till about after 1880, when square nails were cut out of sheet. Prior to that, they were made by hand. This is a back plate to an old padlock. Took me a little while to figure out what that was, but thanks to some folks on the internet that I've met, they helped me with this. This looks like suspender clips. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. In fact, this one still works. Kind of hard to believe. About 10 inches down. This was in a city park. Both of these suspender clips were in a city park here in our town. This, not so old, modern, obviously, a 1939 Michigan trailer license plate. That was kind of fun. That was in the local schoolyard. A lot of old farm trash, a lot of objects like this. This was in the Allegan ball fields. I get a lot of farm debris out of the Allegan ball fields. That was private property out there. Obviously, it was a farm. Got a bunch of iron objects like this I haven't been able to positively identify. Working on it. The horseshoe. This is a really nice example of a horseshoe, used horseshoe. I found this at the Cheshire Township Hall here in Allegan County. This booger was deep. That was 10 inches down. It took me a little while to get that out, and I didn't damage it. I'm proud of myself, I didn't damage it. This I can only speculate. Looks like a piece of horse tack. Not real sure. This could be modern. It's actually nicely formed. It feels like a handle of some kind. It came from the schoolhouse. This came from the schoolhouse. This object is lead. I have no idea what it is. This also came from around the schoolhouse yesterday. And obviously in the rural communities you're going to have a lot of firearms. A lot of lead slugs. These, I'm told, are all modern. I did find several papers. This paper. I think it was this federal firearms. Little shotgun shells, and then these 22 shells. These are just everywhere. So I'm kind of excited about what we have going on here. I'm really quite honored to have been asked to do this for the local historical society. I love working with history, and actually this local history here in Allegan County is quite interesting, going back to the 1820s and 30s when the lumber barons came in to cut down all the trees, and then once the trees were gone, the farmers moved in. The Dutch and the other Germans, I believe, started to settle the area and started turning the area into an agricultural community, and that would be, you know, where the mason jars come from. Michigan was quite well known for its fruit. These are fruit jars, probably peaches, you know. And so this is what we've put together so far. It's been tons and tons of fun, and hopefully we'll get some more really cool objects to show here very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.